fighter extraordinaire. Let's listen in.
What is it with you guys in the Washington Capitals? What happens to this team out there?
I don't know. I think we just play a great team game, and that's how create turnovers, offense, and we just got to play a little bit more of that in every game.
Seemed like in each of these last 2 wins over the Capitals, you've had good sticks. Everybody's had good sticks. How important is that, not only against this team, but for you guys to have success?
Yeah, I think like I said, our focus is there when we start the game, and I think it kind of carries all the way through the game. And we just got to do more of that. I think if we play like that, we'll have a chance to beat every team in the league.
David, 6 regulars out of the lineup. You had a couple of call-ups, a lot of rookies still in the lineup tonight. How much did that either add energy or tell you veterans, all right, we all have to pull together and fight a little harder?
Yeah, I think it's just we talked about playing in their structure, and that's how we create our offense. And it doesn't matter who's in the lineup. If we play well as a team and their structure, we'll create chances.
You and I talked about Korpi this morning. Is he getting better with each game?
Yeah, I think his confidence is going up, and you can tell he's making some huge save, and I think it's great for our team. He's keeping on in the game, and sometimes we make a bad mistake, but he's always there to save us.
He said the last 10 minutes were pretty intense for him. What was it like for you guys out there? Obviously, you had your little go with Wilson there, but what was it like for you guys protecting that lead?
Yeah, I think they have such a good team, and they were coming at us the last 10 minutes, and he's 10 tall in there, and so some guys made some key blocks, and that's how we got the team win.
Let's talk about that fight you had with Tom Wilson. At that point, that's not something you do very often, so there's got to be a reason. What had you go over there at that point?
I don't know. I kind of saw a little bit of corner of my eyes. It looked like it was a high hit a little bit on Gavi, and I don't think it's fair to kind of leave him there. And so I just went at him a little bit, and he wanted to go. So I think we just talked a little bit.
Yeah. Held your own pretty well there, David.
Just trying.
Good job. Thanks. David Savard talking with us. Let's listen in on Oliver Bjorkstrand here. He had two of the 3 tonight.
The people I play with are making it easier for me, and overall it's just a team effort. I think it's every line, and it affects everybody in a positive way.
You had a couple of really good looks before you finally buried that one in the 3rd period. How important was that for you to just kind of say, all right, finally I'm beating this guy?
Yeah, it's nice. Definitely frustrating when you get some good chances. Boone and Gus definitely helps me out there with some good chances, and I got to bury a few of them, but it was nice in the 3rd that we found a way as a line. So
and your second one seemed really similar to the one you had on Jari the other night. Were you thinking about that? Maybe just doing a little something different on that particular shot?
I was just trying to come with speed and beating the D there, and I kind of have it on my backhand, and instead of shooting a backhand, I just try to drag it across and make the goalie move. So I'm happy it went in this time. Team-wise,
what is it about this team, your team, that allows you to get up for the team? It's really the best in the Metro.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is. I mean, we've had 2 good games against them, and we're just playing good hockey as a team, and again, just moving our feet, playing, being strong on the puck, winning battles, and getting it north, and just playing with confidence. So. We have no excuse. We got to do that against other teams as well. So just got to keep that going.
Well, that's the whole deal. It's been up and down here for the last 4 or 5 games. Does this teach you maybe another lesson about consistency and what it takes for this team to win?
Yeah, consistency is the key. I mean, we show we can play against the good teams in the league right now, and so like I said, there's no excuse. We can't do it every night.
What was the explanation when you go down the ice and beat out the icing and you've got the puck? Maybe you have a chance to get your hat trick and they blow the whistle. What did they tell you?
That was just a mistake. I'm not sure. Maybe the ref was a little overwhelmed by being one man there and doing the job. But no, I think he just made a mistake. And that happens sometimes.
And you were out there for a long time and didn't get the opportunity to put that 3rd one in, I know. But this is all about the team game and the win that you desperately needed, right?
Yeah, I'm not too worried about that. It's always nice if you can get a hat trick, but most importantly, we got a win and we played good as a team, and that's just a positive thing. So that's just huge.
Thanks, Ollie. Yeah. Oliver Bjorkstrand talking with us here tonight in the Blue Jackets dressing room, and let's listen in on Alexander Texier here, who set up the first goal.
Good defensive first, and
thanks, man.
Thank you.
Tex, you might have answered this, but I mean, just put in perspective, given the last 2 games, how important maybe this win was for you guys.
Yeah, I think it's good, for the confidence too, and we just have to keep going right now and build on from tonight, and just we have to play the same way tomorrow, and keep going every time.
And getting out of that second period, I believe you guys had killed off 4 of their penalties. Ovi had 6 shots in the power play. Just Korpi was real good there. How important was it to get out of that period to hold on to that lead?
Yeah, I think it was huge. Korpi makes some nice save, and we stay together and just kill some penalties and just move on after that in the third period and just try to play good defensively and put the puck deep, work out, and just same way. Yeah.
Alexander, how big is this for your personal development to play in these big games like this, to get big minutes, big roles, and really thrive in those roles?
Yeah, I mean that's what I want. I want to play against top guy in the league, and I think there's some good player on the other side, and it's fun. You can always learn from them and from your teammates. So I learn every day, and I just enjoy my time here and try to do it day by day.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Alexander Texier talking with us here tonight, while everybody else is with Andrew Peak talking about his first NHL point. Come over here and talk with, thank you very much. Appreciate that. You have an eye for fashion. Hey, how about this tonight? I mean, this is, you and I just talked the other day about how well you seem to be locked in, and this one this evening, you could tell that you were feeling it early. Just how much team confidence was there from the way that you guys played them just a week ago in their building?
Obviously we know we can win them, and when we play our own game, we're on top of our game, and we just go out there and battle and keep the intensity level up, and I think that's what we did today. Especially, our start of the game, that was really good, and that's kind of set up the whole game there.
I guess if there was one thing that Torts may not have liked, it's the number of power plays that they got, but you guys killed those off really well, and you were obviously a big part of that. And, it's the second game in a row where you've kind of frustrated Ovechkin being ready for his shots there.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes we take penalties, and, sometimes you have to kill those, and we did a great job today. Boys did a great job plugging shots, having good sticks, stuff like this, and, I got to make some saves there too, so I'm glad I helped the team.
Did the last 5 minutes of the game feel like it lasted about an hour and a half?
Yeah, at least my legs feel like it.
But just the play overall, not just your saves, but the guys, they did a good job battling. If it didn't get beyond the blue line, looked like they got right back into position where they could break up passes or block shots for you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we just stayed in the middle, didn't hesitate anything, stayed in there and blocked the passing lanes, shot lanes, stuff like this, We were in there, and we were really patient with their 6-on-5, so that was really good defending.
You guys now have points in 4 games in a row. How important is it to keep building off of good performances like you guys did tonight?
It's huge, I mean, especially this game, if we can build on that. Just points, that's all that matters, getting points, and I hope we get on a good roll here.
I'm Bob McElligott. No Jody Shelley tonight. He has some other assignments, so I'll give you the take on this game this evening. The Blue Jackets started off on the right foot, and they stayed on the right foot. As a matter of fact, they put the right foot down on the pedal tonight. They never let up on the Washington Capitals. I thought they did a great job all evening being in the shooting lanes, being in the passing lanes, whether it was with the sticks or with the bodies. Whatever they had to do, they found a way to do it. And Joonas Korpisalo, who has had great success against the Washington Capitals in his career already, did it again tonight. He frustrated Washington. There was nothing that they could do to get the puck past him this evening. Even when they pulled the goaltender with 5 minutes left in regulation, he still was able to make the saves that he had to make, and that was a key. He made the ones that he had to make. There were some other ones that were spectacular ones, but make the ones you're supposed to. Let your teammates do the work in front of you. That was the formula for the Blue Jackets all night long. And then they get a couple of goals. Well set up goal by Alexander Texier that Eric Robinson scores in the first period. And then Oliver Bjorkstrand coming up with not one but two in the third period. And once it got to a 3-0 lead, the Capitals knew that they were in trouble here tonight. And the Blue Jackets beat them again for the second time in a week. And they get 2 big points here in the Metropolitan Division against the best team in the NHL.
John, this looked like a game in which you played the way you needed to play tonight, maybe for 3 periods. Maybe the second period you didn't love very much, but
we lost momentum in the second period we start with a penalty coming over from the first period, take 2 others. I think that hurt us a little bit. Our penalty killing was good, and Korpisalo was just outstanding.
How great was it to see Bjorkstrand get rewarded? He had the prime chance early. He had a lot of games this year where he could have had a couple to break through tonight.
Yeah, like I was telling the coaches, we're 1-0. Borky has a chance at the end of the period. We've played 21 goal games. and where I think if you get a big play, a big offensive play, and you score another goal, maybe during the game, you might win that game. So you just hope it doesn't happen that way again tonight. But then he scores a couple more. So those are the things we need to extend our lead when we have those type of opportunities, and we have not done that this year. It comes back and bites you, but Korpi gives us a chance when we struggle and we score some timely goals.
John, you had 6 regulars out of the lineup, I think, if I counted correctly. What does this say about your team's ability to handle that type of adversity? And maybe it's the veteran leadership or the juice you got from the
No, it's not veteran leadership. It's not any particular person. We're just going to go play. We just go play. There's nothing else you can do about it. And, we see where we're at in the standings, and no matter what happens with your lineup, you're just trying to find a way to scratch out points. We get a good start early on, score the first goal, and then we find our way. Again, Korpi made some key saves with the power play. I think Ovechkin, I'm not sure how many shots he ended up with. I know he had 9 after 2. Did he he didn't have any in the third? Yeah, but he made some big saves on him.
You mentioned Korpisalo a bunch here. He's only had a couple of hiccups this whole season so far. But have you seen him elevate here in the last couple of weeks? Does he?
Yeah,
he
continues to improve, and steals us a point in Pittsburgh. The way he played, and I just think for me, when we talk about goalies and we talk about it with you guys, I don't know enough about the technique of it or what Manny's teaching them. I just look how they look and how they present themselves during a game. He just looks confident and doesn't have a lot of extra motion, and has put up some really good numbers for us here. We haven't had a lot of run support for him, for either one of our goalies, as we've gone through this year. I think he's just hung right in there, and a very important part of tonight's win.
John, just about the sequence at the end when there was a hit that could have been late or high, and the response from Savard.
Yeah.
Any thoughts about that?
Yeah, it's high marks for Savvy. I mean, that's a tough kid. He's a really good player. I don't get it at the end. He's 3 or 4 feet off the ground. I don't get the kick behind the leg on Luke by Gudis. Very dangerous play during the game. But high marks for Savvy for standing in there. Savvy's not known for that. I think that when that stuff arises, I think it helps your team become closer. And if you heard the locker room when they came in after the game, you'd understand a little bit better. So I thought it was a needless hit, but it's part of what he was trying to do, and I thought Savvy handled himself really well.
John, Andrew Peeke takes that puck up high early. You just had a game where you lose 3 guys. Just for him to come back, and then he also gets the assist on the 3rd goal. Just how impressed maybe were you by him tonight as well?
Yeah, he's been sneaky good offensively, and where just his offensive instincts, like he makes a play in the 3rd period there late where he just drills a pass up the middle, and he's looking for that guy. He's made some really good plays. He has a lot of poise, takes up a lot of space defending. I think his tooth was stuck in his mouth guard when he was hit. I'm not sure where they had to stitch him up, but yeah, he's played really well for us. We knew he was going to come back.
Savard's a tough player, not known for fighting necessarily. How much more currency does that have when a player who's not known for it makes that decision to go after a guy who is?
Yeah. Well, like I said, you should have heard the room when we came in. And I'm not sure, do you know who got the hat? Have you guys been in there yet? Yeah. Bjorky got it? Oh, there's a few guys could have got it. Savvy could have got one that's a pretty tough kid. And, Andy did it the other night. That's good for our team. I don't condone anybody trying to hurt someone, but that's part of the game, and I think needs to be in it. I think we've lost a little bit of that in the National Hockey League. I'm glad to see a couple of our guys stand in there when they needed to.
Texier and Robinson combined again for a goal tonight. You talk about Texier's development all the time, but what about the development of really a couple of young players, including Robinson.
Yeah, Robbie is, what's that, his fourth goal, and I think in 13 games, 7 or 8 points. Is making more plays. Took him out of the lineup when he was beating the puck up for a game or two, or maybe it was just the one game. That speed, as I always say to you guys, it is very dangerous. That's Grabner speed that just backs teams off. So that line has been really good since we put them together. It's another one of those lines that you never expect to put together, and they're a big part of our offense the prior game. Did some really good things tonight. To start us off, Tex just beats a guy down the wall. That's a big goal for us just to get started off here.
You talked this morning about the guys not needing any extra motivation. Did you feel like they kind of rose to that expectation you had tonight?
As far as
not needing any extra motivation to play and get out of the situation you're in.
Yeah, I think I don't think they played as bad as some people think we did in Ottawa. People say, well, it's Ottawa. How'd you lose to them? That Ottawa team is a pretty tough team to play against. We had chances to win it. We didn't, but I think the important thing for tonight's game was when you're playing one of the top teams, they go, after we beat them, they beat Boston at home, they go into Tampa and beat them. It's one of the top teams in the league. It's an attitude of not playing, hoping to win, going out there and trying to win. It's not testing the water, I guess. And I thought our start really showed up. And again, to score a big goal just to get our confidence going right away was very important tonight. And Korpi held the fort from there.